Houses along the road serve as summer homes for people who lived in the city. One such home was owned by the meanest man in the world. His head was disproportionately large compared to the rest of his body. It often listed to one side, which gave the impression that his neck wasn't sufficiently strong to support its mass. The head was decorated with a face that was distorted in a permanent scowl. He hated us kids, all kids, it was obvious. We'd see him out for a jog and he'd look in our direction and spit while staring a hole right through us. One day I was playing road hockey with my friend Shoosh and his brother Flounder. Wandering close by was their beautiful golden retriever Raisins. When the meanest man in the world jogged past wearing a Bruce Lee tracksuit, Raisins smelled his evil and started barking. The meanest man in the world gave gentle Raisins a flying kung fu kick and then froze in an attack pose when he landed. Raisins broke our hearts with a series of wounded yelps and ran away. "If that stupid animal ever comes near me again, I'll freaking kill it." He spoke in a British accent, which I was hearing in real life for the first time, which somehow made him seem more terrifying than ever. 2 summers later, a group of us kids was playing a game of pickup baseball on the road in front of my cousin Bert's house, which was next door to the place owned by the meanest man in the world. Halfway through the game, a scene unfolded in the front yard of the meanest man that blew my mind in a way I still haven't fully recovered from, more than 25 years on. I thought I was hallucinating, that I was seeing some sort of mirage. Breakdancing to the song Tour de France by Kraftwerk on a sheet of cardboard unfolded on the grass were the 3 prettiest girls in the entire world. The combination of electronic beats, harp sounds, French lyrics, and the blur of sun-tanned legs was completely overwhelming. I almost fainted. Bert, my cousin, he was hitting. He had excellent bat control. He knew as well as I did that the situation required investigation. He hit a foul ball into the yard of the meanest man in the world so that one of us would have to enter the dancing girl's orbit to retrieve it. I volunteered for the job. My God, the beauty collected on that patch of grass was even greater up close than it was from a distance. The girls were several years older than any of us. They were each around 17 or 18. Bert was the oldest in our group at 15. I was 13 years old. The girls looked like they stepped out of a Klimt painting. They were all tall and lanky with legs that went on forever. They had sexy boobs and bums, which I had only ever seen on TV. They all had long summer hair. What struck me most was their shoulders. They had beautiful, muscular shoulders. They were dressed in great style, the likes of which had never been seen in Mount Uniacke before or since. And they all had names I had never heard before either. Maisie was the undisputed leader of the pack, and was the daughter of the meanest man in the world, which my mind could not fathom. Her friends were Pippa and Evie. They were visiting from England and were collectively the most exotic things my eyes had ever beheld. As the baseball game disbanded on the road behind me, I asked the girls stupid questions and drank deeply with all my senses. We talked about music mostly. The Beastie Boys' first album had just come out and we were all very excited about it. I also showed them some of my moves, having fancied myself something of a b-boy. Making matters all the more dreamlike, the girls doted on me, saying they liked my lips. 100 previously unknown parts of my psyche were being awoken. In the company of these new girls, I was a person I had never been before. In my bedroom that night, I laid in bed, barely able to breathe, let alone sleep. My mind raced with the sounds and colors of the breakdancing beauties. When I couldn't take the torment anymore, I got dressed, snuck out of the house, and walked up the hill to the home of the meanest man in the world. From the road, I could see the shadows of the girls moving across the walls of a room that glowed a dim golden. Still terrified of the meanest man in the world, I tiptoed across the lawn and tapped on the window. Maisie's face shone in the frame for a moment before turning to Pippa and Evie to help hoist me up. Once inside, we all fell into a big bed at the end of the room. The girls slithered around me and laughed at jokes I didn't always understand while trying to make as little noise as possible. Evie clicked the light off. Quiet fell over the room. Before I even realized what was happening, my hands and mouth were exploring the ocean of womanhood that rose and fell about me. I was drowning and unconcerned. Hair, breath, hands, breasts. I didn't know whose were whose. I was still lost in an adolescent libidinal bliss when a single blinding bright orange blast of synesthetic fireworks flashed in my brain. It was the reflection of a bolt of electric pain that originated in my lower back and shot into my neck. The meanest man in the world used his ninja stealth to enter the room undetected and struck me hard across the spine with a bow staff. The girls shrieked and I dove headlong out of the same window through which I had entered. I landed hard on the ground and barrel rolled into the ditch that bordered the front yard. I collected myself and concluded that the injury I had sustained rendered me unable to walk. The pain was terrific, and I've had back trouble ever since. I had to crawl all the way home, but did so with a smile on my face. I had kissed a girl for the very first time. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Goodman, friends.
What a storyteller, that Richard Fry. Right?
Yeah.
Although I didn't hear it actually. I just assumed it was a good story. Didn't hear it. Didn't care. Ghosting your arms when you're tossing, when you turn and you see it's because I'm ghosting your dreams, and this is why I have decided to pull these old white sheets from my bed. I'll leave them folded neat and tidy so that you know I'm out of hiding. Yeah. Whoa, yeah. Well, this is nice. Thank you for coming to me, children. I've been ghosting, alone ghosting the world, ghost with no home. I remember the day when I make you all so afraid, and this is why I have decided to leave your house and home unhaunted. You don't need
don't need treats, you don't need tricks, you don't need no Halloween. You don't need treats, you don't need tricks, and you don't need me. Would it be so bad if I stayed? I'm just a ghost out of his grave, and I can't make love in my grave. I won't put white into your hair, I won't make noises in your stairs. I will be kind and I'll be sweet if you stop staring straight through me.